All right. Hey, everybody. Good evening. My name is Don.
Kyko,
All right. There we go.
thought you gonna bring me in. I thought you were gonna say with me tonight. You know what I'm saying?
We're not fully there yet. This is the very, very beginning. Sorry. Anyway, I'm Don. That's Kyko. And you're watching Showcase for the week ending Sunday, May 21st, 2023. Let's get started. All right. So, good evening, everybody. Yeah, this is Sunday, May 21st. We're coming up to the end of the sort of the beginning of summer, basically. How you doing tonight, Kyko?
And then sometimes, and then yesterday, that was, and then tomorrow, you know.
Um,
So
I don't think that was a complete sentence, but it sounds like you're okay. um, okay, thumbs up. I guess that'll have to do. Well, I have some news. I have some news. Tidewater Comic Con was this weekend, and man, this was an insane thing. I actually have a couple of things I wanted to go ahead and show really quickly here. If I can get these graphics here to sort of work properly, can I do this? Can I do this? Yep, there we go. Oh man, it didn't work. Oh well. Darn it, it's not letting me do the proper overlay quite right. Well, at least the yeah, oh well. Well, anyway, I can try to sort of do a little bit of that this way. There you go. So that's me with Michael Rosenbaum from The Flash and Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. And this is whoops, here we go. Tom Welling, also from Smallville, was there as well. There's a bunch of other photos that were taken from this event. It was really a lot of fun. Special shout out to good grief, William Brady, Heather, Michelle, Jameer, Anakin, Isaac, and all the awesome folks who came by this weekend. It really was a lot of fun. We'll have lots more footage, some stills, bunch of videos over the course of this week. We're still chopping them up and putting them together properly, but I really can't wait for you guys to see that stuff. It really was amazing. But anyway, enough about Tidewater Comic Con. We have some more stuff going on, which mainly pertains to weird news headlines. So now I pull out this controller and get us rolling with, let me go ahead and take down this background. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. And one more quick thing here, which is the little news crawl and the upper right corner graphic. Thank you. Those of you at home, thanks so much for tuning in to Weird News Live right here on Weekend Showcase. Feel free to drop us a comment in the live chat with your reactions and thoughts on what we're talking about tonight. And if you have anything that you'd like to suggest that we talk about, maybe drop us a line on the Contact Us form on the Linktree page scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And we just might add it to the docket for next week's show right here at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. You ready? You ready, Kyko?
Forget it.
All right, let's go. First order of business comes to us from the Associated Press, which, let's see, metallic object that crashed into New Jersey home was a meteorite. So, this is one of those things that's sort of like origin of a supervillain possibly, or origin of a superhero possibly. This is interesting to sort of lead right into this, fresh from Tidewater Comic Con. Kyko, do you believe there's life on other planets? Before we go deeper into this,
Ask me that, I'll give you the same answer. Yes, sir. The universe is expanding. It's getting bigger than what we think it is, and so there's just no way. I
well,
think that on a way that can't be, and maybe not, but there has to be. It could just be, other life,
well, it's good to have an open mind. It's certainly good to have an open mind about it. I'm inclined to agree with you as well. A metallic object that punched a hole in the roof of a central New Jersey home this week, smashing into a hardwood floor and bouncing around a bedroom, was a meteorite, experts announced Thursday. Scientists with the College of New Jersey determined the 6 by 4-inch object, which weighs about 2.2 pounds, is a rare stony chondrite meteorite. They came to that conclusion after conducting a visual examination. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Here we are. The family that owns the home discovered the black potato-sized rock in a corner, still warm around 12:30 p.m. Monday. This, I guess, was last week. The experts believe it hit the home a short time before it was found. Nobody was hurt, and there was no serious damage to the residence. So the family that owned the house said they initially thought someone had thrown a rock into an upstairs bedroom. Hazmat officials responded to their home to check it out, along with the family, in case they had all been exposed to some type of radioactive material and were presumably about to develop superpowers. No, I'm kidding. I'm just adding that last part in. But those checks were all negative. Well, certainly good to read that everybody survived that close encounter in one piece. Kyko, what would you do with superpowers?
Shade to say I would do vigilante work. I don't necessarily want to be a bad guy. I feel like, it needs to be used where everywhere that it fits in. I can say. Say I had power of invincibility. I'm going to women stopping me.
Oh God.
Nobody's from doing that, so I'm gonna do it. Does that make me a bad person? That's what I'm saying. Does that make me a bad guy? That's what I'm saying. But I don't want. I'm not gonna kill anybody with my ability, but I'm gonna go in there. That's what I'm saying.
So, wow. I'm just gonna go ahead and claim the ability to teleport away from that particular conversation topic. I think is the right course of action from that. But anyway, okay, noted. Anyway, like I was saying, good that everybody survived this particular this meteor strike. I don't know what I would do if this ran into if this hit my house, is all I'm trying to say with that. But anyway, all right, let's move on to the next topic. Oh, and actually, you know what? I forgot to put on the background track. What am I doing? Hang on a second. Let me do some chill music here. Toss that in the background. Come on.
Chill.
Oh,
is that what it's called? Chill pop?
You just said chill. It was just chill music. I don't know. This is what it is. All right, that works. All right, let's see. Moving on. This is from Huffington Post. Plump Chicago snapping turtle earns viral glory as Chonkosaurus.
Wow.
So this is a giant snapping turtle. What was that, Kyko? Oh. Okay, Joey Santori was, I think it's Santori, apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, was kayaking with a friend along the Chicago River last weekend when they spotted the large snapping turtle sitting atop a large chain draped over what appeared to be rotting logs. He posted a jumpy video of the turtle on Twitter, labeling it the Chicago River Snapper, aka Chonkosaurus. Wow. Okay, Chris Anker, the chief wildlife biologist with Forest Preserves of Cook County, said the snapping turtle Santori filmed is quite rare considering its apparent size. He said it's also unusual for the reptiles to be seen basking along rivers, but it probably recently emerged from hibernation. Okay, so let me see if I can pull this up. There's a Twitter video here that got linked with this. Let's see if we can tack that in here really quickly. And remember, all of the sources to all these topics of discussion that we're bringing up on the show tonight are all listed in the description on the bottom of this video on YouTube and Facebook. Here we are. So this is, wow. This is the fourth time that word has been said since we started talking about this subject. So I could just already tell that's a massive snapping turtle. I don't even know, it looks like you need to, this guy outgrew his shell, apparently. I've never seen that sort of bulk on this kind of animal before. That's crazy. Kyko, what are you thinking?
No, so I have a cool story about distraction, I guess, is just the other day, we found a turtle, and big guy, big turtle. In the middle of the road, my dad parked the car, and the lights on, and stopped traffic. To go take the turtle and put him in the forest so that nobody would hit him, and so and these people who said, "Oh, wow, that's great what you're doing." So the fact that we now stop traffic, it was a good thing. So,
And no accidents happened? Like everybody passed the brake check 100% as well, I hope?
Yeah.
Cool.
He was crossing, so I mean, the fact my dad was, people had to stop, but
Yeah,
that,
I've had to. Go ahead.
not mad about it,
Yeah. Yeah, I've had to pull over and help turtles cross the street a couple times in my life too. It's good to hear that, like, there's still plenty of people out there who are like able to sort of do that and sort of be that observant
Right.
on the road. Yeah, I know that may be a little bit difficult on, like, busy highways, let's say, but be observant behind the wheel, definitely.
Right.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic here, which comes to us from the New York Post. Let me go ahead and change it to a different track here. Okay, so this is, darn it, come on. This thing isn't loading up properly on the bottom. Here it is. I spent $64,000 on my demonic, in quotes, body transformation. Wow. This is, yeah. I'm not sure how clear that's going to come through on the other end here, but let's see. Okay, tattooed eyeballs, fanged teeth, and a split tongue are only a few of the costly cosmetic procedures OnlyFans model Kirsten Milligan has undergone in an effort to spice up her look. In fact, the ghoulish glamour girl has shelled out over $64,000 on extreme body modifications, transforming herself into what many have likened to a horned hell dweller, much like the guy who's been called Satan since he cut off his nose, and the cocky couple covered in 91 tattoos. Okay, that's referencing two different topics that we don't have. Say again? What? More than 91 tattoos?
I got like 70.
I was about to say, 70, yeah.
I
mean, that's pretty high double digits, though.
Yeah,
So, let's see. Milligan, age 24, from Houston, Texas, told Cater's News, quote, "Most people think I'm demonic. I've modified my body in many ways," end quote. Wow. Milligan, whose before photos reveal a much more demure girl next door visage, continued, quote, "I have tattoos everywhere, including my eyeballs, a split tongue, fanged teeth, lipo 360.
Yeah.
Lipo 360, I've never heard of that. When we just had liposuction, what's the difference there? And
Right.
2 breast augmentations. Right. Okay, so that's the before.
Okay.
And that is after.
Wow, she looks scary, bro. Listen, I split my tongue like, I just thought of, because I don't know. It was just cool to me when I saw some guy on National Geographic do it, and so it's cool, but she looks scary. Like,
yeah, that was a bit much. Yeah, apologies to the audio podcast audience, those of you listening to this on our Apple Podcasts and Spotify feed and all that sort of thing. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to take a look at the YouTube and Twitter, Twitch, Facebook the video version of this episode, because like the descriptions that we've given here just can't really do it justice. And once again, like I said earlier, check the sources in the Facebook and YouTube description for the specific references to the pages we're pulling this from. Kyko, you're about to say something else?
I'm just gonna say, show the pictures again. The before.
Well, this is before.
All right, so man, this is the key. Why she? All right, go to the next one.
And after.
Oh man, listen, she got eyes in the what is blue about her? Like, or did she just eat something? That's what
I mean,
I don't think you can get your tongue tatted like that.
Well, considering the eyes were tatted, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see here. Where was it? Yeah, eyeballs. Yeah, so those are tattooed eyeballs. It's safe to assume that the tongue was also tattooed after the split, either after or before, probably after. So yeah, that suggests a pain tolerance to go through all that I can't even begin to go through. What about those of you at home? Those of you who are watching, do you have body modifications that you're especially proud of, that you went through a lot of time and pain tolerance threshold, that sort of thing to get, or do you know anyone else who has? Shoot us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on this or any of our other topics that we're talking about tonight. Let's move on to the next item on the list here, which is again from New York Post. Let's see. I had a rock in my eye for 50 years. Doctors dismissed my concerns. Okay. Thought having a stone in your shoe was annoying. How about one in your eye for over half a century? A Spanish woman lived with a pebble in her peeper for an eye-popping 54 years, which she blames on being dismissed by doctors for much of her life. The 62-year-old patient, identified only as Domi, told Jam Press, quote, "We went through over 20 doctors and they all treated me like I was crazy," end quote. The terrible freak accident unfolded in 1965 as Domi, who was 8 at the time, played with a garden hoe in a field. She reportedly struck a rock, causing a piece to break off and fly into her eye. Significant bleeding ensued. And, wow, okay. Let's see. When Domi... Oh, darn it, come on. When Domi said she went to the doctor's office, her concerns were downplayed. This sparked a Sisyphean saga in which the Spaniard claimed to have visited 20 physicians with similar results, and while her eye calmed down between the ages of 14 and 18, she continued to seek medical attention because she knew the rock was still there. Wow, they had to use an ultrasound and a CT scan back in the 90s, but the ophthalmologist misdiagnosed it as a cyst of some kind. Man, that's crazy. Kyko, what's your first reaction to this?
I had it in my leg for like a year.
In your leg?
A little teeny tiny piece. Yeah, I fell.
Wow. Okay. What happened? There has to be a story.
I fell off the stairs onto a table, and the table shattered, and it cut my up. But thankfully, right, there was like no glass in my leg, so you know what I'm saying? I had this little welt. And I think it was getting infected, or it was just like it was stuck in like deeper in and wasn't doing anything for a while, and then a little bit and started making a welt. So they told me it's been in there, and I said, well, that's the only time it could have happened. You know?
Wow.
So, yeah.
That how long ago was this?
That was like when I was like, that was a long time ago.
Wow.
10 years ago.
Well,
you know,
that sounds like the sort of thing. It's a miracle you can still walk after that. Good Lord.
No, it wasn't bad. They just I mean, they had to put a little cut in my leg, and you know.
Well, at least it has a decent resolution, so that's a positive takeaway.
Right.
But wow, that's a crazy story. Thanks for sharing, Kyko. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Unless do you have any final thoughts on this story? Because I don't really have anything else on this. It's a pretty cut and dry sort of situation.
I'm glad they got it out. That's what this article said. They got it out, right?
Yeah, had. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where the resolution. Yeah, here it is. So you can actually see in this picture here. You're in it. You can actually see in this picture here the circle, the center of the circle here. That's, I guess, the rock that was lodged in there from the childhood incident. So holy crap.
You know, that is graphic.
At least there's no blood on screen.
I mean, I think you should wear sunglasses all the time when you go out.
I mean,
you'll place your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually, there have been a lot of technological advancements with that, with the field, with bionic eyes replacements.
That's true. We live in the future now, so that's true. But I'm just saying, concerned, I can't replace my eyes. I don't have no money. I need to.
Yeah, that ain't free.
Right.
That definitely ain't free.
So,
but to answer your question, I do see one sentence here that resolves that. It wasn't until 2019, during a surgical procedure in Badajoz, southwest of Madrid, that medics finally found and removed the errant rock. So there you go.
I mean, yeah, I know it was making a little welt in her eye. That's what happened to my leg. Making a little.
Yeah,
man. That's what,
Man,
happened.
that was bananas, man.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on to another topic. Let's see. This is what is this? Mom sees something strange in her toddler's ear. Okay, this is Huffington Post now, and makes shocking discovery is the rest of the headline. Okay. Jessica DeLoach is going viral for a TikTok video that details how she noticed something in her 2-year-old daughter's ear while giving her a bath last month. She told People magazine, quote, "It seriously looked like she had shoved some food in her ear," end quote. DeLoach contacted her daughter's pediatrician, who suggested bringing the child in for an exam. Let's see. She said, quote, "I had no idea it was a tick until the doctor started removing it from her ear," end quote. So DeLoach said her daughter had been outside while she was doing yard work the day before. Oh, wow. So the child didn't have any after effects, apparently, and the video was posted to TikTok to raise awareness about ticks to other patients before summer tick season really begins. The parent adds, quote, "Other parents have told me about similar experiences, even ticks crawling onto their child off of their dog. I've learned it happens more than I could have ever imagined," end quote. Yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning of this video, we're officially in summer. All the summer movies are happening. The weather is getting, warmer, longer. The days are getting longer into the night, what would normally be nighttime hours. It stands to reason that there'd be an elevated risk for that sort of thing. Kyko, what's the tick and mosquito situation like in your neck of the woods?
I mean, we got the mosquitoes. I don't like those. But listen, I don't think cats get ticks. I just believe that cats don't get ticks. My cats ain't never got ticks. They don't get no ticks. I don't think ticks like cats.
I don't know about that. I honestly don't know about that necessarily. Like this is
table that's let me knock on this wood table.
Maybe
say that, right?
That may need further research a little later, but that feels like one of those statements that it feels true until it feels true for the time being until we get around to doing further research into it with an open mind to being
I have 3 cats. These cats, they've been outside. They've been all up inside of stuff. They had fleas, no ticks.
And what are their names? What are their names? Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Oh my goodness! Look, it's Cinnamon, Kyko, and Kato. Are they 3 names?
Cinnamon, Kyko,
Kyko,
Kato. Cinnamon, Kyko, and Kato.
Yeah.
Kato from the Green Hornet.
Kato from Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Did they have a Kato?
Yeah, the Bruce Lee character in the original series.
His name is Kato. Okay.
Yeah. Is it Kato?
No, it's not Kato. Kato.
Oh, Kato.
Yeah.
We may have to revisit this.
I named a sand slash that in blue or red, and I'll carry that name, and it's become his name. Yeah.
Okay. What about the other one? What was it? Ado?
Kyko is
Kyko.
Kyko means love, and so Kyko, I just kind of went with it. Not the same spelling as the Japanese word, but it's that's I love it. And my mom named Cinnamon. My mom gave me Cinnamon. She didn't not want Cinnamon. She needed to have her. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. And yeah, so what was it? Ado, you said. Or no, Kyko, you said. Kyko is the Japanese word for love. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Thanks for sharing. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, which comes to us from the New York Post again. We're just hopping back and forth between HuffPost and New York tonight, I guess. All right. White worms rain from sky, pummeling. Hang on. Here we go. Pummeling Indian town in disturbing video. Okay. Now this is actually called disturbing. I'm not sure how much of this to be. Well, all right. It's already auto playing. I'm not sure how much of this I can show, but on the bottom of the screen, you can sort of see a little bit of it, basically. Worms raining from the sky. I'm not sure how much of that I can really show here. Let me try and zoom past that here.
That is,
if you want to see it, like, if you want to see if the whole video for yourself, don't forget the full thing is referenced in the description at the bottom of this video on YouTube or Facebook, and you can find it for yourself at nypost.com. Here's the story. It was like a ticker tape worm parade. Sure, Sharknado might be fake, but this worm soon has been caught on video. Now viral footage captured the retch-worthy moment that seemingly thousands of white worms rained down from the sky in India like some kind of bizarro biblical plague. In the alarming clip filmed Tuesday in Bihar, an East India state bordering Nepal, I hope I pronounced that right, apologies if I have not, the creepy crawlies can be seen hailing down until the road is carpeted with a thick layer of the unidentified critters, according to Reuters. Horrified locals started shuttering their shops like in a scene out of an old western to protect themselves from this spaghetti-esque confetti, which thankfully didn't end up harming anyone, local media outlets reported. The provenance of these worms is still unclear more than 24 hours later. However, this isn't the first time the weather has gone a bit wriggly. Okay, so that lets then suggest this has happened before. Wow, Kyko, what's your first reaction to this, and what's the strangest weather event that you've seen that you can remember?
The reaction to this is I would go outside while this is happening, but my brother would like to experience this. This is what?
What are you gonna fret a stare at? Are you gonna fret a stare at with like singing in the worms? Like what?
Yeah, man. You gotta experience something like that, man. What's the craziest thing I've seen in the sky, man?
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I seen a crazy shoot time. Like it looked.
Oh, nice.
Like it looked like a. But that's not that's not like a natural disaster. But it was like it looked like a plane. I mean, it looked like I knew it wasn't a spaceship. I said to myself, that wasn't no spaceship. That was a star. It was that night quick, and it made like a trail of green light, and that was the thing I've seen.
Interesting. So, did you make a wish? I have to be like cliche a little bit.
Oh,
did
yeah.
you make?
Oh, yeah. You got it. I mean, I think the wish has more of a chance if you do it on a shooting star.
Okay. Yeah, I think the craziest weather pattern I've ever seen was I'm not going to ask you to tell us what the wish is. It might not come true if it hasn't already. I don't know. I don't know if you're into that.
Yeah, no, I can't tell the wish.
Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, I think the craziest weather pattern I've ever seen is a double rainbow. Like not a double rainbow. It was like a circular rainbow. I was driving across the country from Virginia to California, somewhere in that trajectory. Probably near like the 1/3 to halfway point. I don't remember exactly where, but I vividly remember seeing a circular rainbow pattern, basically, like in the distant horizon on the road ahead. It was the strangest thing. Like that's how the mist of the air kind of was at that point. If you understand sort of the science of light refracting through individual water droplets as they sort of hang in the air, I think is how that goes, is the explanation for how rainbows exist, basically. Feel free to like drop a comment in the chat to correct me if I'm remembering that wrong. But yeah, that was an amazing sight. I think I have a photo of that somewhere in my archive. It's been many years. I might have to dig that up. If I can, I'll find it and post it on our social media at Weekend Showcase. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on IG, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. If I find it, I'll go ahead and post it. So like, make sure you have your notifications on. If I can get that found this week. I can't make promises because it's been a long time, but we'll see. Say again?
No, I was just saying I don't have a picture of my thing. That happens.
Well, hey, I mean, apparently meteorites can just randomly hit houses now. Right, so, like, anything can happen anywhere. Just gotta always make sure your phone is fully charged, I guess, is the overall takeaway from today's news topics, basically. Right. Yeah.
Right.
So, all right. So let's go ahead and move on. We have 3 topics left before the end of the roster tonight. Let me get another song in here. There we go. Okay, so this is from metro.co.uk. Driver has his... Oh, come on. Here we are. Driver has his car seized after driving without a license for 50 years. How does that even happen?
Slap in his face.
Say again? Slap in his face.
Slap in his face. Yeah, man.
Well, I can't even imagine. I cannot imagine how that would be possible to just go undetected with that, with something like that for that long. Like you're telling me that, no traffic stop. Like this guy had to have a perfect record, a literally perfect, driving record for literally decades to avoid getting pulled over even one time for that to be noticed. How in the world? All right, hang on a second. Let me try and scroll down here. All right, officers from the Derbyshire Police Road Policing Unit pulled the car over for several offenses in Derby on Saturday, May 6th. I'm trying to figure out where. I guess this is somewhere in the UK. They then discovered the 69-year-old driver had never passed his test or possessed a driving license, meaning he had been driving illegally for 5 decades. Yeah, at least, depending on the timing of, when the laws are. I don't know when exactly in the UK is the age minimum. Obviously here in America it's 16. Everybody in this country knows that. I don't know if it's the same law in the UK or if you have to be older for that, but in any event, he'd been tricking car insurance companies into thinking he had a license the entire time, and had apparently been bragging about his long-running scam, which led to his downfall.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Don't talk about
Say again?
Keep quiet. That's all you have to do. You want that? So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he seems to have done it to himself, I guess, then. A statement from the unit shared on Twitter said, the driver of this vehicle has never passed a test despite being 69 years old and having been driving for over 50 years. He has systematically provided details to insurance companies indicating that he had a license, but the flaw in his dastardly plan was bragging. His long reign came to an abrupt end once we found out. Vehicle seized and driver reported for numerous offenses. End quote. So bragging where and how? Are we talking like in person, like just talking with people who happen to work in law enforcement or happen to work in DMV and they put together to make 5?
He was on social media telling folks. He was on social
70
media
years old.
It don't matter. He was on there. Talking about it. The younger folks in his family probably always bragging to him, so he has something to brag about. 19 boy, what? I mean, he been on it. So I don't know.
Pretty much. So this is, let's see. We have a comment here. I'm trying to find the actual, the specific source here. I don't have the full name. So, all right, I guess this is a Twitter user named Joe. Probably a far better driver than many road users. He's avoided the police for 50 years. The UK would benefit from having more drivers like this on the road. Yeah, I mean, that's actually one of those. That's actually a pretty sensible glass half full sort of reaction to make to this. Hey, these days, especially with climate change being what it is,
right.
and just weather patterns can change really abruptly. And there's I read something a long time ago. The reason I bring that up is because I remember reading something a long time ago about there are certain areas in like really remarkably, ordinarily hot, like arid desert climates where, climate change rolls in and the temperature goes up so high that the pavement sort of melts a little bit in places. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy hot. Like, I wouldn't even dare step outside the house. It gets that bad. So,
right.
I don't know. This is all basically to say, when stuff happens and makes, driving conditions unpredictable, you need better quality drivers to be able to sort of like do the right kind of defensive driving and make sure everybody arrives alive, like regardless of if you're in a hurry or stuff like that, basically. and it can be hard to do that, depending on whatever your like obligations are. If you're in a rush or something like that, I hear you, but like at the end of the day, when you get behind that wheel, you got to be careful. Kyko, last thoughts?
Right. No last thoughts. I mean, I feel bad that his just ended abruptly.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess off to the public transit system then, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh
I guess
yeah.
that's the. Well, yeah. After, yeah, probably. I don't know. Well, I don't know. That may that may need a follow up next time. But we got to move on now
Right.
to something else. So let's see what we have here. Next item. This is another thing from the UK. Oh wow. Okay. Flying sofa crashes into building after heavy winds sweep it off balcony. I was so looking forward to this one. Okay. So flying sofa crashes in a nearby building after a heavy storm in Turkish capital. Yeah, speaking of climate change, you can sort of see, look at that. That's a whole sofa flying through the air. Did you see that?
Wow.
All right, let me mute this. Hang on. Yeah, you can see like it just flew right out from that gigantic building. And this thing was actually caught on camera. How in the world, what in the disaster movie just happened here? On the other hand, I just thought of a really good idea for a modern remake of Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yeah.
But anyway, I probably shouldn't say it on air. I don't want to give Disney any ideas. So let's see. During heavy winds and storms, it's expected that litter, leaves, and other pieces of debris will be spotted flying around in the air. But during stormy weather in Turkey, a resident was shocked to see a piece of patio furniture being thrown across the sky. The bizarre sight, captured on video by Ankara resident Onur Kalmaz, showed a sofa flying off the balcony of a 35-story block of flats before falling between other nearby buildings. Onur said he had his phone in his hand as he peered out the window of his own flat on Wednesday, hoping to check on his car, and spotted the flying furniture. He said the sofa crashed into a number of other buildings before landing in a garden. He said no one was hurt, but we were pretty scared. At least one person has been injured so far after winds reaching 45 kilometers an hour blew roofs and windows off of buildings, uprooted trees, and sent debris flying. Good grief. Wow. Yeah, just going by this image alone is pretty much all you need. It's pretty much all you need, basically, from that. I don't know. Kyko, what you got on this?
This I can't tell you that I've ever experienced, and I've never been in any situation where there was a furniture. No hurricane. I've never. I mean, that's what else. I've never been like that. Was at this powerful to move a couch to the sky.
So, and one other thing, for those not very familiar with the metric system like myself, I just pulled up a thing here. 45 kilometers an hour translates to almost 28 miles per hour.
Wow. So it'll kill you if it hits you, but it won't do too much damage to a building. Or,
I mean, depending on where it hits.
I'm just saying that's pretty fast. I mean, I'm not denying that's, but so what I feel like it would just break itself if it wouldn't bust a hole in the building.
30 miles an hour though?
What do you think?
I don't know. Like, do we have any physicists in the comments section who care to chime in on that particular topic? Not necessarily now, but like maybe, I don't know, in the comments section later. We might have to bring that up in a follow-up piece a little later on, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, because we don't know.
Anyway,
we don't know what it did. It hit something, so it could crash through a window. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, but I'm talking about like a brick building. I think it would just break itself. I don't think it would. I think it would be a brick wall. But
yeah, we had We had Brain Spaz on the screen a few moments ago. Hey, Brain Spaz, thanks for joining us again.
Yes, sir.
Who said it could crash through a window? Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I
we
was.
just yeah. So
Yeah.
oh, I didn't hear the name Brain Spaz connected with
Yeah.
that. So yeah, sorry. But yeah, I mean, thank goodness nobody was hurt. I guess is the takeaway from that, because my goodness, if a sofa comes flying at me at 30 miles an hour, I'm running. I'm doing Seacrest out of the way is like the first thing I'm gonna do. I don't know about
Yeah.
y'all, but yeah, I'm not gonna presume to catch that thing.
Right.
But anyway, all right, let me go ahead and move on. We have one last thing to bring up on the weird news docket here, which comes to us from UPI, our good friends at UPI. The world's most expensive ice cream costs $6,696 per serving.
Say what?
Wow. And this was first published 3 days ago. Let's see. Yeah, this is and Instagram. We can't log in there right now, unfortunately. But the and this is a Guinness thing anyway. So yeah, we can't show Guinness World Records stuff on this channel directly. Like that's gonna be a content sharing sort of thing, basically. So, but we have the links we have the source information for this and all of our other topics in the description of this video on the YouTube and Facebook versions, if you're curious to look through and read more about this or any of the other topics that we've been talking about tonight. Let's see. A Japanese ice cream company assembled some of the world's rarest ingredients to create an ice cream flavor that costs almost $7,000 per serving. Guinness World Records announced Japanese brand Gelato earned the record for the world's most expensive ice cream with its new flavor dubbed Byakuya.
No.
The pricey treat's ingredients include a rare truffle grown in Alba, Italy, that costs about $6,900 a pound.
No.
It also includes Parmigiano Reggiano and Sake-Lees. Kyko?
Okay, first of all,
yeah, Brain Spaz, that is crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy price for ice cream. Yeah, Brain Spaz. I'm sorry, Kyko, go ahead.
Yeah, listen, no food. No food. And in second, the ice cream is only expensive because mushroom. That's what makes it. That's it. So what I'm saying is, you're telling me that you still didn't make the ice cream worth the money.
So maybe the headline should be written differently then. You know, I mean, the world's most expensive ice cream, the world's most expensive truffle.
Right. Because, no. I mean, that's ridiculous. For someone to that they bought this ice cream is a slap in my face. I'm not good enough to eat this ice cream, because what people are gonna do with this ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
So, all right. So then let's go to the next step there. If you actually had the opportunity to sample this, would you, or do you think you would just basically swipe left on the whole opportunity just on principle? I shouldn't be priced out of this. Like
giving it to me for free? Only if you're giving it to me for free. I sample, of course, for free. But I slap you, silly boy. I slap you, children. $500 slapping nobody, children. $500.
Yeah.
$500. Boy, no.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't think I would even sample it, like even under those sort of circumstances, without a contract that stipulates I'm not going to be given a bill in the mail for that spoonful later. I think that'd be my reaction to this, basically. If I had the opportunity to do this, it's one of those things where you just like spider sense is tingling. You know what I mean? Do not trust this. You know, this is if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So
I tell you what, it's ridiculous to me. This is a ridiculous situation here. You want to charge me? That's a car. I mean, that's a car. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice little auction for $1,000. You know,
What do you mean, like a seizure auction or something? Like a seized assets auction?
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
some ice. So
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. That sounds right. Depending on the car.
right.
And the auction house. Here it is. Gelato developed the flavor with Tadayoshi Yamada, the head chef at Osaka restaurant Rivi. I hope I pronounced all that right. The company said it sought to combine European and Japanese flavors into something unique. Let's see. A Gelato representative told Guinness World Records, quote, "It took us over 1.5 years to develop with a lot of trials and errors to get the taste right. Achieving a Guinness World Records title made the effort all worth it," end quote. I hope that's no pun intended, given the price tag, the reason that we're even talking about this right now. I mean, under what auspices are we considering it really worth it? Because here's my concern. What if you had a worst case scenario sort of situation where, okay, you go through all the trouble to make this, and you set a record for world's most expensive ice cream, but it tastes terrible. The combination of ingredients don't work together, but substantively it passes as ice cream, so the Guinness people had to give it to him. It's like, should it even be considered ice cream at that point? Like, where does it sort of cross over from ice cream to Franken confection or whatever? I don't know how you want to classify that. Kyko, what do you think?
I would say the same thing. I was about to say the what if it tastes, what if you don't like this flavor? You spend for this god awful thing. What happened to it?
I don't know. Oh goodness. That was weird.
Somebody just took it from us.
No. I'll get it back up. But hang on, that was very strange.
Truffles are good.
I have, but like those little do the little Ferrero Rocher things count basically?
No, truffle was a mushroom.
I have to look that up a little bit here. Hang on.
You talking about truffle chocolates? I thought truffle was a mushroom, or I don't know what I'm talking
about. Well, yeah. Google is basically just calling it a fungus, but I know that's not what we're talking about here. I want to show this on the screen, but I don't know. It's sort of crashed right now. I have to fix it. Wow, I can't even restart this thing. Holy crap. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, the browser is coming back up, but it's going to take a lot of time to get it fully up and running, and that was our last topic anyway. So this is that really sort of like threw me for a loop, honestly, to be able to see that and realize that that's a real thing, that anyone, even on principle, would seriously put a price tag and indirectly sort of expect somebody would pay $7,000 a serving for ice cream.
But I'm saying, I think they're talking about mushroom, because those are expensive. They are expensive.
The ingredients, sure. If you break it down to the ingredients, sure, that makes more sense. But it's like, by how much though?
No mushroom. No mushroom should be worth much. See what? Because only one grows every. Is that why it's so expensive? I mean, it needs to be that reason. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of April on leap year. $7,000.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, oh man, yeah, that totally crashed out. We'll go ahead and read through the list verbally, basically, because we got to go ahead and wrap this up here. We're coming up to the end of the hour here. So given everything that we just described here, Kyko, what was your favorite topic of the week? We got to do favorite topics.
I think $1,000 body model.
That was your favorite topic of the whole week that we just discussed?
I'll tell you why. Because I saw the before and after, and it left me with a cliffhanger of one mind possessed her to go from what she was to what you want to talk about. I'm not even talking about the pain. No, that stuff is painful. For that, they get you right. You know what I'm saying? You meds and all. You all right? So I mean, the pain isn't about. It's more of what was her choice of now getting the whites of your eyes permanently black?
Yeah, I can't even.
You
It's
know,
hard for me to even really think about that.
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you take you to the grave with you. That's how they're gonna see you in your eyes, but they're gonna see the split tongue. They're gonna see all the horns and stuff that you got. And so I don't know. It's crazy. And this time they told us how it costs to do, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen people with all sorts of body modifications on this show,
Yeah, right.
and plenty of other places all over the internet and TV over the years. You know, this sort of thing is nothing new, and you know, people are going to do what they're going to do. It's their body, you know. But I just, it's hard for me to even imagine like what. I guess it's just above my pay grade. It's just not for me. You know, like the level of pain tolerance one has to have in order to do that sort of thing. Like I mentioned it earlier, I know, but my brain keeps circling back to that. You know, the willingness to go through all of that, unless it's just not pain for them. I don't know. To each their own, maybe. I don't know. It's not for me, but
look, Tad Pearson hurt. I mean, a piercing might too, because you know you putting a hole through. It's just you know you just breaking the first layer of skin, but you know, whatever. But it's painful. You know, you yourself. You know, take. I know you can take that. I don't care what you say about pain. I know because we've all put up taking tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Pierce. I know you can handle this, but you talking about a split dog, messing with your taste. You know what I'm saying? You taste time, like, you know.
That actually raises an interesting question. What would a $10,000 per serving ice cream taste like to a tattooed modified split tongue?
Here you go. I want you to I'll caption of this. I'm gonna put it in chat. Put a picture for this video. Would you eat 10,000 cream?
Are you doing the?
I'm sending it in the chat. You eat 10,000 ice cream. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about how to write it.
Yeah.
It's in the chat, so you know about it.
Yeah. For those watching on the video channels, like Kyko's talking about the private behind the scenes chat that we have, like, you know, in the streaming room that we're broadcasting from, not the live chat that you're seeing here. But yeah, I see it here. Yeah, actually, if we can pull out a clip from that, that's actually an interesting question. What do you guys think, those of you at home, that would taste like, hypothetically? Shoot us a comment, let us know. In the meantime, we have to start to wind this. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention my favorite topic of the week. I'm gonna say, you know what? Hang on a second. Probably. This is a tough one because I want to give it to the flying sofa just for the raw bizarreness of it. You know, the raw bizarre unexpectedness of it. Let's see. I don't know. Goodness. Oh, you know what? We actually have a couple of others. We actually have a couple of other topics. I forgot to bring up. Let me see. This might go a little bit long if I try to go ahead and do this here, but only by like a couple minutes or so. Let me see. I want to make sure that we have like all of our topics that we sort of that our researchers helped us find actually put together and shown on air, that our researchers and that our audience, our loyal and lovely audience, put into our contact form on our Linktree page and suggested that we run. So let's see. That was a close one. All right, here's the thing, and let me see here. Thanks so much for bearing with us here, because like the browser crashed like maybe a few minutes ago, so I thought we were wrapping up. That's why I thought we weren't going to need it again. Let's see. Here's that area, and okay. Come on. There it is. Okay. So there's two topics here. This first one is from the Associated Press. And here we are. That works. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this back on screen now. Bam. All right. So Associated Press. Man indicted in theft of Wizard of Oz ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland. Okay, so a man has been indicted by a grand jury on charges of stealing a pair of ruby red slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz, federal prosecutors in North Dakota say. The shoes were stolen in 2005 and recovered in a 2018 FBI sting operation, but no arrests were made at the time. Terry Martin was indicted Tuesday with one count of theft of a major artwork, prosecutors announced Wednesday. I didn't even know that was the name for that charge. The indictment did not provide any further information about Martin, and online records do not list an attorney for him. The Minneapolis Star-Tribune reported that Martin is 76 and lives 12 miles south of the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. When reached by the newspaper, he said, quote, "I gotta go on trial. I don't want to talk to you," end quote. Okay.
Wow.
Janie Heights, executive director of the museum, told the Associated Press she was surprised the suspect lived nearby, but said no one who works at the museum knows him.
Right.
Okay, wow, then how did they get over there? At least they're still local. Man, this is a bit of film history right here that just went missing for some time and obviously somehow got actually found. And the person, I guess, hasn't been found guilty yet. Like, the trial hasn't happened yet. Kyko, your thoughts?
All I gotta say is it's crazy because I was just thinking about the flying couch, and I was thinking, for some reason, right before this and but right before we were talking about the law of attraction with the term,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So
here's
yeah.
Go ahead.
No. That's all I was saying.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to pivot over here to Brain Spaz down here in the comments. He's 76 years old. I wonder how long he's had thieving tendencies. We don't know that for sure about this person. Like I said, the trial hasn't happened yet, so let's not jump to conclusions about an ongoing case necessarily. But I appreciate the comment, Brain Spaz. Thanks for sharing. Let's see. But yeah, I guess that's a pretty cut and dry thing. There's pretty much nothing else that we can say until the trial, whenever that happens. But yeah, if you're curious to read more about this, we have all the information in the description. Like I said, on the YouTube and Facebook versions of this. So you can definitely go back to that. Here's another topic from Associated Press, and then this is our very last one for the night. Chicken loose on subway tracks halts service in Mexico City. Service was temporarily halted on a line of Mexico City's subway system after a chicken got loose on the tracks. Video distributed by the city's metro system Monday showed the electricity cut off at a station near the city center on Sunday. The video showed maintenance personnel and civil defense officers in hard hats chasing the elusive bird around the tracks with brooms, gloves, and a trash bag. The chicken eluded several attempts to capture it before one worker tossed his coat over the bird. The metro system said service was quickly restored after the incident. Mexico City's subway system has been plagued by a series of incidents that city officials had claimed were sabotage. Earlier this year, a woman was arrested but later released after bits of a plastic washing machine agitator fell on the subway tracks at another station. It was later determined the incident was accidental. Wow. Apparently, this sort of random occurrence has a history of happening in Mexico City. But back to the chicken. Who's chicken?
Right.
Like, what? Do we need to call Colonel Sanders to come, like, somebody come get her? She's clucking like a chicken. What? I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I hope I did that reference right. I don't know. Do that there. But anyway. Kyko, your thoughts?
No, man, nothing really. That's crazy.
I mean, hey, this is weird news. It's Sunday night, and we always cover weird news on Sundays. Almost always.
Right.
We didn't last week, but here we are. So cool. All right. So, but so I guess the chicken was captured safely. So there you go. And it's kind of going over to other information not related to the chicken incident as we read along further in this. But yeah, I guess the coat capture sort of facilitated safe recovery of the bird. So there you go. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. What is my favorite topic of the week? You know what?
You said it was the
Okay.
You said it was the. Oh no, you didn't say. Was you?
Yeah, I didn't say. I got thrown off there. You know what? I got to give it to the sofa. I got to give it to the flying
Right.
sofa.
You said
was
you were gonna give
random. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to, but I kind of like.
Yeah.
You pretty much. It was too weird. That video. that Twitter video was too weird. Like that gigantic high-rise building, whatever that is, and you can see that little blip, the sofa flying out at 28 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour through the air into another building.
Right.
It's like that's like something out of Fast and Furious 7. That scene where that massive sports car is jumping in between the buildings in, what was it, Dubai or? Yeah. That's what that sort of reminded me of. Basically, it's like, oh no, not the terracotta statues in the other building. You know what I mean? But
right.
Anyway. But yeah, that was my favorite topic of the week. What about you at home? Those of you who are watching along with us this last hour, thanks so much for tuning in. What were your favorite topics of the week? Drop us a comment or send us some feedback on any of our social media pages at Weekend Showcase with your thoughts on this or any of the other topics that we've been discussing tonight, or if you have suggestions for other things that we can talk about. Shoot us a line there, or preferably on our Linktree page, which is, as always, scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We have a contact us form on that page, linktr.ee/weekend showcase, and we'll be happy to feature your recommendations there. So yeah, shoot us a link and let us know. In the meantime, we have one last bit of housekeeping, and that is dad joke of the day.
So, all right, there you go. That was it.
Control. All right. Well, is the net nearby?
The net is nearby. Oh no, you know that. It's fall.
Uh-oh. You got it? All right.
We need it.
I'm trying to find a good one, but
let's see if I crack up.
All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, here we are. Why was 2019 afraid of 2020?
You got me.
Because they had a fight and 2021. Well, 2019, 2020, 2021. There you go. I mean, these are wordplay puns. We know that we knew it was coming. We end every episode with these. Come on, we all know what it is.
I need a new object for things like
a new. I'm sorry.
I need a new object to books like that.
Just make sure to keep the net in in sort of like nearby proximity, just in case, as a feel safe. Let's keep that
ready.
As a
Nah, I said
Okay, cool. Yeah. Definitely want to make sure that's and just keep that away from the fairy godparents, by the way. That'll make them nervous though. So
right.
Make sure that's done. Anyway, so all right. So that wraps up this particular episode of Weird News Live right here on Weekend Showcase. This episode of Showcase for the week ending Sunday, May 21st, 2023. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to send us your likes and comments and likes, subscribes, follows, and requests and stuff like that here on YouTube and any of our other social media platforms. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, all these other places at Weekend Showcase, pretty much everywhere. Hit us up and let us know what you think and what you want to see us talk about next. And in the meantime, thanks so much for tuning in. Everybody have a great night and a safe week. And we will see you this coming Friday on 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific for another brand new game stream right here. And I'm Don. With me tonight was Kyko. Thanks for joining me, Kyko. And y'all have a great week. And thanks for watching. Good night. Woo. I'm gonna be talking about that sofa with some people later this week. That was too crazy.